Hello and welcome back to my channel English for the Brave and Curious. On my channel, I provide lessons that can be used to complement your traditional classroom learning. My lessons demonstrate the importance of comprehensible language input. You might ask, what is comprehensible language input? It is language that can be understood by listeners despite them not understanding all the words and grammatical structures in it. This kind of learning is happening naturally through the exposure to authentic material, language repetition, audio and visual aids. These proved to be a better way of developing grammatical accuracy and communicative skills, which is the whole purpose of language learning. Well, that was a long introduction. Are you still there with me, my brave and curious listeners? If so, let's begin our adventure. Today, we are going to talk about Christian Dior, a man who revolutionized the world of fashion at a very difficult time when the world was coming to terms with the aftermath of the Second World War. This year, the Victoria and Albert Museum in London held an exhibition dedicated to Christian Dior and his fashion house. The exhibition traced the history of the brand from 1947 to the present day and comprised of more than 500 objects that ranged from accessories and garments to Dior's personal possessions. The exhibition was so popular that it had to be extended, and it had broken the Victoria and Albert Museum's attendance record, attracting almost 595,000 people in 7 months. If you were not one of these lucky 595,000 people, you are in for a treat today. You will see some of the most amazing, the most beautiful creations of Christian Dior and his fashion house. I hope you all enjoyed this, like thousands of other people who had a good chance to see it in real life. Now let's have a look at the phrase that might be challenging for you to understand. The world was coming to terms with the aftermath of the Second World War. Come to terms with. It's an idiomatic expression. You can come to terms with someone or with something. It means to accept someone or something, but it's not easy to do. It's always difficult. In our example, the world was trying to accept the aftermath of the Second World War. This is the aftermath of the Second World War. I'm sure you guessed what it means. An aftermath is a negative effect, a result of a significant unpleasant event or a situation. Let's look at our phrase again. The world was coming to terms with the aftermath of the Second World War. In our example, come to terms with means to learn to live with, to make an effort to accept what has happened. In a more general sense, this idiomatic expression can also mean to get used to something or someone, to become accustomed, to adjust yourself to a problematic situation or a person. In this audio, we also come across several irregular verbs. I would like you to listen to the audio again, find these verbs, write them down as they appear in the audio, and then rewrite them, changing the tense of the main verb. For example, the Victoria and Albert Museum in London held an exhibition. So we have an irregular verb, hold, held, held, which in the context of our phrase means took place. Our verb is in the past simple tense. Let's change it into present continuous. The Victoria and Albert Museum in London is holding an exhibition dedicated to Christian Dior and his fashion house. It's not very difficult, is it? I'm sure you'll do just fine. I hope you find this video interesting and my lesson useful. Don't hesitate to leave your comments. I'll greatly appreciate your feedback. Bye for now, and I hope to see you in my next video.